So hi everyone, this is just going to be a quick dev update. In this video I intend to show you networking and how you can start connecting your game to the server. So here we are in the main.js file and we are calling init method on the game. And if you want to connect to the server, what you need to do, you can make io game with game and call with io, and then you call init on that. Let's save this and wait for it compile. Okay, and as you can see, it's trying to connect to the server, which listens on port, well, it should listen on port 4001, and it fails because connection cannot be established. We haven't started the server. So let's start the server. On the right I have another console, and I will type npm run server, and our server has started, but we haven't write any code, so nothing happens really. So now, as I've said previously, we have three folders: client, server, and shared. Now we're going to open the server folder and go to the index file, and I already included server here, so all you need to do to start the server, call server start, and once it starts, we should see our application here on the left running. Let's this. Okay, now you can see you see no errors. Basically, we think that it's connected to the server, but we will check this. So start method accepts an object in which you can say on socket. Well, this is strange. It does not give me any suggestions here. Socket connect, I think. Let's call log connected. So here it says connected. So this method also accepts socket instance, so you can basically with id you say something like this. And if we refresh, you can see the message connected with ID and the ID of our socket. And so you might be asking yourself, well, how do I send anything to the server? How does the server process my messages and reply back? So let's go back to the controller folder, to our entity controller, and our controller accepts socket, and we can say socket emit test, and I'm testing IO. So if we save this, and if we refresh the application, we don't see this message because we are not listening for it on the server side. So in the server folder, in handlers JS file, you register your socket handlers. Basically, you listen for events on the socket. So you call register handler, you say which type of event, so we call it test, and then you give it a function which returns a handler function. Well, it might be a little bit confusing. I might change it in the future, but for now, let's console log the data we get. Let's refresh the application, and you can see on the server it says I'm testing IO. One more thing about this, why this is a function that returns a function. Well, because it provides socket instance to this, also state instance. Let's just console log the state as well. So if I refresh, it will write the message and the state, and the state, global state, is currently empty, but you can have all sorts of things here, positions of the players and different flags and so on. And let me show you just one more thing. So inside the controller you can also access onEvent method, and onEvent is very useful if you want to subscribe to something like mouse events. So let's subscribe to click, and let's emit this message when user clicks somewhere on the canvas. Okay, let me I'm moving around right now, and if I click, I get the message. So I move around. Let's click a few more times. So each time I click, I'm sending a message to the server, and a handler receives the data and outputs the data and the state. And you see that state is empty all the time. So I'm just quickly gonna show you one more thing, and that's all for this quick dev update. It's almost 7 minutes long. So let's just go here and add one more decorator, and it's called server binding. This is a new thing that I'm working on, and it should provide you with some more functionality regarding server state. So if I refresh now, server binding should create an entry for the player inside the state. So it shouldn't be empty. As you can see here, it's empty, but if I click now, we get the message, I'm testing IO, and then you get the state, and the state contains basically an entry with the socket ID and some metadata, which is not really important right now, but you see that just by adding this decorator to your controller, everything changes regarding the server state. And in the future, there might be a decorator which will update your player's position regarding the state on the server and so on. So that would be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.